Alrighty, what is up, guys? Corbin with Corbin's Cornhole Reviews. Episode, I don't know, it's down there. Funny enough, I've already recorded this video today, and then I went to rewatch it and realized that my Bluetooth was not on my phone and my headphones weren't connected, and I was just talking, and it got nice and quiet as I walked away, and then a little louder as I got close, and it was not an awesome watch. So we're gonna do it again. We have the Titan bag Scavengers. Titan, if you watch my Devastator video, is the West Georgia Cornhole rebrand, essentially. They came out with a ton of new bags, new designs, new colors, all that cool stuff, and kind of made a name for themselves in the bag game again. And a lot of people throw them, a lot of people like them. I'm no different. I enjoy the Devastators. I don't throw them a ton, but I do like them. I have the Maulers back there holding down the carpet, even though it's actually not that windy anymore, which is cool. But I am going to review those as well once I get them nice and broken in and get a feel for them. But we have the Scavenger today. So these are ACL comp stamped. They come in a couple different colors, and let's just get into the spiel. So first off, we have price. I believe they're $55. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't know if it's free shipping or not free shipping. I don't remember. I think it's free shipping over 100 maybe. I'm not totally sure on that though. But either way, $55 for a set of comp stamped bags is not bad at all. Break-in method. I didn't really do anything. Took them out of the package and they were floppy, and I knew they were going to be. I just didn't know how floppy. And I literally sprayed them down with a little bit of water, tossed them in the dryer just to soften them up a touch. That was it. Been throwing them. Speeds. We have a 5 on the slow side, 8 on the fast side. Uh, Titan Bags does this number thing, right? So they have a 5 there, and then they have an 8 there, which is kind of cool. It actually lets you know what your speeds are if you've never played with the bag before, or if you're at a blind draw and you're, giving your partner the bag, like, hey, what's the slow side, fast side? Well, it's actually labeled on there, so it's actually pretty nice. I do like this slow side. Doesn't really kick, lays some nice blocks, but it does get hung up around the hole. I do have kind of an issue with that. The fast side, for as slick as it can be, it's not quite as hole friendly as I want it to be. So it's just not my favorite bag in the world, but they're not a bad bag at all if you like a floppy bag, which we get into now with the three Fs. We have fill, feel, and floppity flop. The fill is kind of this asymmetrical disc-like medium fill. It's not really that thick. I mean, pretty much if you've held like their Stampede, it's very similar to that. Pretty similar to the Devastator, maybe a little thinner. What other bags? Thinner than 357s, not quite the same fill as that. They're just, it's a unique kind of fill, and I don't hate it, but that's kind of what gives it the properties of the flop. That's what makes it so floppy, and I don't love how floppy it is, but I'll get into that in a second. They feel nice. The materials are nice. The fast side is very reminiscent of a 357. The slow side is almost reminiscent to me of like the Character 77 slow side, but it's not quite the same. But it has this kind of plaid pattern going along, and it's soft. I mean, it feels good. It's not like a weird material that Titan sometimes does with their bags. It's not one of those. It's a normal feeling material, and it does feel nice. So I'm not going to really give it too much hate on that. But the flop is where it kills me. It's like so incredibly freaking floppy. Total reminder for you guys. This is not really broken in yet. I haven't thrown them a ton because they're actually just too floppy for me. I can't get a proper, excuse me, I can't get a proper purchase on them because I don't let all the resin settle in my hand and then squeeze and throw. I normally kind of spin it around, flip it, and then go to throw, and I'm not getting a consistent grab every time because of how floppy that they actually are. So that's what actually holds me back from throwing these bags, because I like the speeds on them quite a bit. No kick on the slow side. I really kind of enjoy them, but they're too floppy. It's just too much. Playability, they're going to be a block and push. They're going to be able to get around and fall in once they're broken in. They're not really going to slither through bags without bringing those bags in with them. I don't see them doing that, but they are a good bag overall. You're going to be able to block push without any sort of issues. But let's throw them. Let's see if I can block and push with them. I'll tell you, threw them lights on the first video. I mean, I was four bagger after four bagger after four bagger. I mean, you don't have to believe me. Doesn't really matter, but I did it. So start on the slow side here. See that that bag should fall in. I'd be pretty upset if that was my last bag and it didn't drop. So that's part of what I'm saying with that slow side hanging up. I mean, made a nice toss, slow side still hung up. But it fell in there after a little vibration, so if your opponent was up next, you might have been okay. Front board, it's got to happen. And ready. So they do play well. I don't actually have an issue with how they play or their speeds or anything like that. It's just the fact that they're so damn floppy. And there's nothing you could do about that. You know, if a bag is really tight, really full, you could find ways to make it more floppy. Oops. If a bag is really floppy, you can't bring it back from that. There's no way. So you just kind of hit and stop a little bit. Try to go a little lower at it. See if they airmail. Why not? They might. I don't. I mean, they kind of hit and they go where you want them to. Let's flip over to the slick side here. Give them a couple tosses. Now, the slick side's not crazy fast. Oh boy. If you throw like that, it is. It's not crazy fast, but it'll kind of punish you a little bit if you miss. I'm lofting these just to keep them on the board. That's how I actually prefer to throw anyway, is with a little bit of loft, unless I'm throwing carpet. They'll go, they'll fall, but I have had the slick side actually hang up as well. And I know that there's some people that are really excited for me to review these, and it might be their favorite bag. I'm not trying to talk smack on them. I hope you guys realize that with all of my reviews. I don't review a bag to talk shit. I don't do that. But, I mean, it fell. I just give you my honest opinion and my feedback on a bag. These are just a little too floppy for me. They're decent bags, honestly, and for the money, whew, it's hard to beat. Oh boy. It really is hard to beat for the money. I can say that straight up with just about any Titan bag. The Jekyll slides are their most expensive, but I find those to be a novelty bag. I've never thrown them. I always wanted to, but I kind of think they're a novelty bag because when are you going to use a 013? I mean, that rubber side, apparently you throw it and it hits and it stops. The 13, if it hits the board, it's off. So it's like, when are you actually going to use that? But I'd like to throw them just for fun, honestly. But let's go back to the sticky side. Just trying to lay it up right in front of the hole and get a little block going. Yep, there we go. Step out a little bit, switch over to slick. Kind of missed it. I was trying to use both those bumpers and slide in, but let's try to take this one in with it. Totally missed. But it gave it a little push toward the hole. Didn't push it hard enough in. That slow side is actually pretty sticky. I mean, the 5 is, I think, being a little generous. Almost plays more like a 4, 4.5-ish. Somewhere in that region. Let's step out and try to collect that. It's hard with this fence right here, but I'm going to say that's my excuse because I'm just not going to collect this. Almost did, actually, but pretty sure I can't grab it the second time. I'm going to have to go sticky side. Went for it. Not going to work. So let's go airmail. A little deep, but that's really it, guys, on these scavengers. I'm not crazy impressed with them by any means, but that doesn't mean that they're a bad bag. Okay, and like I said down there, I'm not trying to talk smack on any bag that I review. You know, I've heard some people say, oh, you just talk about all these bags and maybe someone got the bad idea of these bags and they didn't want to buy them anymore because of that. It's like, that's not the point of my reviews. The point of my reviews is to give you my thoughts on a bag. I give you pros and cons. I just tell you how they play for me. And that's totally subjective for everyone, guys. Everyone throws differently. Everyone has a different set of boards. The way I throw, you could hate bags that I love. I can hate bags that you love. It's just the way it is, you know? I'm just trying to give you guys my opinion on some bags. and throw some bags and just see what happens with the channel, you know, because I'm having fun doing it. So, Scavengers, not a bad bag by any means, just a little too floppy for me. Doesn't really find a place in my rotation because of that. But they are actually a pretty solid option for the price. So if you guys like this one, give me that thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your buddies, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.